developers, welcome to another tutorial, and today we've got something from Gravity Fall. So I'm going to rig this character. This character is not rigged yet, so I need to add bones and everything. So I'm just going to show you step by step how to add bones, how we are going to use patch to cover these hands, and any other things regarding bones, okay, and rigging this character. Okay, so before I started this video, I did put everything, like for example the head, together, so that this, when I move the character, I don't have problem to move each things one by one. Okay, so this is the only things which you haven't seen, but you are going to see it now. So how to add to group everything. So we are going to group everything from this by doing this. Just highlight. If you can't highlight everything together, just copy, control, and then copy everything, just like I do here, and then right click, group with selection. So once we group with selections, that means I'm just gonna give a name for this character. I think it is called, he's called Marble. So let's call it, I'm not sure if this is the correct spelling. Okay, for now we'll just call it like that, Marble. Okay, so now everything is in the group, including the head. In that situation, all the character now moves without even doing any rigging. You can just do this. You can do this like other people are doing in the animation, just to do this to make something funny. Okay, right. Let's make it size for our rigging. Yeah, that is great here. Okay, right. Okay, so what we do now, I'm going to convert that marble to bone. So we need to convert to bone. Now everything is inside that bone. Okay. So after that, this is the time we are going to add bone. So to add bone, you can use A in your keyboard, or you can go here on the left and add bone. So you click. The first bone I'm going to add, it's going to be, yeah, I prefer to do this. Oh no, I'm gonna control Z, just I'll need to do that. So this is a bone itself, and it is already highlighted. So I'm going to add another bones here, and to do that, I will just need to click and drag. So this is the first one. I prefer to do two bones here. Click and drag again to here, possible here, that's fine. And then we need to add head bones, which is gonna be, we might be tempted to do extra bond, but for now let's leave it like that. Okay, and then we need to add another bond. So when you see the bond is highlighted, means the next bond is gonna be parented to that bond. So because I don't want next bond to be parented with the head, I need to go here to bond selection, select bond, and then I'm going to select this bond to add hands bond. Now I prefer again to add shoulders, but you don't need to add shoulders. You can just go on and add bones like this. One bone here, another bone here, and another bone here. So 3 bones here, because we need one for the palms, which I need to click Ctrl R because I'm not happy with that. So second bone is gonna be up to here, and third bone is gonna be here for now. Okay, and then I'm going to click B and click this bone and click A to add another bone. So this one we are supposed to add it from here by the look of it. So I will start by adding this bone from here all the way here, and then I will add another bone here and another one here. Okay, at the same time I will need to move the hand, which is left hand. I'm just gonna find left hand here, just slightly up. I think it is best to be up here, and then we move the palm, left palm, slightly up here. Since we have shifted that, we will need to reduce the size of the bone. So to do that, just gonna click marble here, and then you click C here, or T in your keyboard, transformation. And now I'm going to reduce first this one. The best way to do is if you can click, okay, so if you click control, you have better control. Okay, just like that, it is okay for now. Okay, now we need to add other bones for the legs. Okay, so with that, I need to click this one, the main one, and then click A, or go here, add bone, and then let's add this bone. Make sure you add your bone slightly angled like this, okay? Otherwise it's gonna be difficult when you try to rig. So do something like this, should be okay. Always bend your bone to the side where the character is looking. Click this again, and then click here to add another bone, and this time it's gonna be here and here and here. Okay, right. So what else we need to do? We need some bones for the eyes, but we'll deal with that later on. Okay, now let's manipulate this. I'm going to manipulate here and see if everything is working correct. Oh, okay, it does work correctly. Okay, the hand's working. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Okay, how about the feet? Yeah. So it looks like everything it does as it should. Okay, so now we are going to bind the bones, because otherwise when you manipulate, for example, the hand, it influence the shirt and other things. So before I start doing that, I think the best way to do is I start to bind the shirt itself. But with that, I will go to click marble, and then I will go to the shirt here. If I go to the shirt here, it depends what I need to bind. So I'm going to click shift and this bind point, and I'm going to draw here, because I need that to bind into this bone here, the green one, which you can see here. Okay, and then just click bind point. So make sure you have clicked the bone before you do that. Okay, otherwise it's not gonna bind. Okay, next I'm going to do here, select bone. I will bind, I'll click that, and then shift in my keyboard, and then I will select just these to bind to this side. Okay, let me try to manipulate and see if I have bind them correctly. Okay, the bone down, it was okay, but that one, yeah, it was okay as well. It was somehow okay, but because we don't have enough points here, so what we could do, we could go to shirt and add extra points. I think we need to add extra points. Bring this point here first, or here, possible here, and let's add extra points to the shirt. So these one, two, the two we added now will be bound on that. Okay, so go back to the shirt, go to select this bone, and then shift in your keyboard, and then click here, and then go around to bind these points to this bind point. Okay, once you click bind point, I prefer to do this, to go to the other one, shift again, and then let's bind all these points, including the neck. I've never done the neck before to bind, but for now let's do that. Okay, so now everything is bound here. Let's manipulate to see if we get it right. Okay, I'm gonna manipulate that. Yes, slightly. Okay, you can see from here, and then something to adjust with the smart bone. Okay, yeah, that is acceptable. Yeah, definitely acceptable. Okay, so since we've done that, now we need to bind the legs. Okay, so I'm just going to go to left leg, click left leg, and how many points we have here? Okay, so we do have problems. So just go to left leg, and then we need to add extra points by the look of it, because you see where the bones are, we need to bend our character's leg in there. Okay, yeah, yeah, okay. So we will try first to click here, and then shift, and then bind point, and let's see, let go of shift now. Let's see if these points will help us, and then bind the point, and then go up here, and then shift again, and then bind the rest of the points to that, to this bone. Now let's manipulate and see if, yeah, perfect. So this is how we wanted it. Okay, so it does everything correct. Even this does everything correct, you can see from there. Okay, what we could do is yeah, so because this is where we need to bind it, yeah, so that's fine. Okay, we leave as it is. Now let's go to the right leg. We need to do the same thing, but first of all, let's add more points. I'm just gonna bring the points here first. Okay, I think with this, let's add extra point. We don't need to do that, but to be sure, let's do that. Okay, so select bone, shift in a keyboard, bind point, and then go around and bind only these points to this bone and bind point. Okay, and then with this one we do the same thing, but make sure you click, you go around these points. Okay, and then bind. Okay, so when we manipulate, we see, yeah, it's perfect. It does as we wanted it to do. With the shoes, it's okay. What we could do with the shoes, we can go to marble here, and let's say right shoe. So that's the right shoe. I will click the bone, and then right shoe here, as you can see, and then go to bone, and then use selected bone for flexi binding. I will go to left shoes and click, do the same for left shoes, and then bone. So now we can see that if we try to manipulate, nothing is going to influence other one. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, perfect. Okay, nothing is influencing another things. Okay, you don't need to, okay, you need the strength, so you can, we can reduce the strength is later. Okay, let's continue with this. So this one is bind perfect, we don't even need to bind this. However, because it influences, I mean, like one bone influences other things, we might need to bind. But first of all, let's go and bind the court. So marble court, and then I think we should bind the court with this bone. So select this bone, and then use selected bones for flexi binding. Right. and then we do the same thing with the shirt. With the shirt we can bind with the same bone. You select it for flexi binding. Now if we try to manipulate, see, the hand is not influencing the shirt anymore, you see. However, they still influence something else here. So let's go to the pelvis, and then we need to click this bone, and then bone for flexi binding. Now if we manipulate again, we should be okay now. It's not going to influence the pelvis. However, these bones are still influencing the legs, okay, because we have not. Okay, I think we did bind the legs. Yes, we did. Okay. Yeah, we did bind the leg. Okay. So now we just need to bind the hands to reduce the influence. Okay. Right. Okay. So first of all, I need to make sure that everything's. I'm going to hide this. I'm going to hide the coat as well to make sure that when I bind these legs, they were bound correctly. So let's go to right leg first. So the right leg, let me start again to bind these. I think they were not perfectly bound. Yeah, now much better. So if we manipulate now, yeah, you see we should be okay now. Okay, so let's return back everything. Okay, now let us go to right palm. With the palm, we will, okay, bone. We need to select this bone and then go to right palm, and then let's bind it just for flexi bind for this one. Okay, and then let's go here and select this, and then this is the left palm, and we will do for flexi binding as well. Okay, unhide everything else and manipulate. Look good to me. Yeah, look good. Yeah. Okay, so we need to bind the hands now. Okay, so let's go to the hands. Going to this bone first, and then that is the right hand. Yeah, shift and here, and let's draw the line and bind these points. We don't even need to bind the top one, but we can still do that. That's fine. So okay, so manipulate and see. Yeah, it's okay. It does what we want it to do. Okay, let's go now to left hand. Where is the left hand? Hand left. Okay, we do exactly the same thing. We select the bone first, and then shift, and then we need to click that, and then round here and bind the point. Go to this, shift and click that, and bind this point here. I don't even need to manipulate that. I know that it is bound correctly. Okay, right, so the head is still shaking or moving because we have not bound the head. So with the head we'll do something different. So I will click the head, and then you see this is the bone. Yeah, okay, you can see from here bind layer. So bind layer, so I will bind the layer with the head. That will give us much more control. Okay, so now the head move here, okay, here, okay. So if you have these issues now, we just need to reduce the strength. Okay, first we need to reduce the strength. So I'm gonna go here to bone strength. For that one we need 0. For this one, for the head, just do like here. This one slightly there. I usually do around 20, so we know now it is 30, so we'll just do 0.30. That will work perfect. 0.30, or I can just do this. You can see how they influence everything there. Usually when you bind points, you don't need to do this, but for the sake of this video, let me do it. Okay. Perfect.